Welcome to episode number 8 of Bragg N Bout Business. The past 2 months have been an incredibly fun experience, getting to know our local entrepreneurs. And there are many more stories yet to come. But this week, we are going to celebrate and revisit our guests from the past several weeks, share some new content, and highlights of the episodes. If you didn't get a chance to listen to all the episodes yet, well, you're in for a treat. You will get some great content from those interviews in quick, short clips. Turkey and Pistols, Big Earl's Dirt and Snow, Peak Ambition, KK Academy, River People Guides, PFSL Investments, and Von Essen. To kick it off, Bigfoot. Do you believe? Enjoy. So first question before we start.
Yep.
Do you believe in Bigfoot?
I think I'm sitting opposite one. You're the size of Bigfoot. So if you went outside now,
Yeah.
right, I could do some. We could go more viral with this podcast.
Right?
If you think about
Exactly.
it, I'll just film you from a distance, but do a shaky camera. You know,
It's got to be a shaky,
just be
grainy
wanting-
picture.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
right.
exactly. Get a ghillie suit on. It'll be good. First question. Okay. Do you believe in Bigfoot?
Well, you know what? It's something that I never, ever thought of until I got to Bragg Creek. And you are probably the third or fourth person that has brought up that conversation or that topic. And some very, very trustworthy people are really believe in it.
Is that right?
Oh, totally, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of on the edge now. I'm thinking that there must be something in this.
Could be. Could
yeah,
be.
yeah, no?
I noticed one thing. The grainy videos are getting better.
Yeah. Well, obviously in the UK we have, or up in Scotland, we have Loch Ness.
That's right.
And I know, really, for the tourism trade, they never want to find him because they've got to keep selling that dream.
That's right.
And maybe one day that fisherman may come up and find him.
Like Ogopogo in
Yeah.
BC. Right, yeah. No.
Yeah.
One of the questions I like to ask everybody that comes on the show is, do you believe in Bigfoot?
Well, for a guy who hikes, who hunts, who guides fly fishing, I haven't seen any.
Well, you would know.
Yeah,
You've been out there
I
all
would
the
know
time.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I do have a lot of merchandise with the Bigfoot's
Right.
picture in it. So
That's
because
fun. It's fun.
exactly.
It's fun. I was speaking with a gentleman from England the other day, and he was talking about Loch Ness.
Oh, okay.
In Britain.
Yeah.
And they got to keep that alive.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
They can't let anybody disprove it.
Oh,
or
for
prove
sure.
it, 'cause
Yeah.
it's, you know,
Yeah, gotta keep the magic going for sure.
exactly. What's incredible about these entrepreneurs is what they've gone through to build their businesses. They offer a wide range of wisdom on what is needed to be your own boss and succeed. Here are a few clips.
Yeah.
So what do you recommend, or what do you think somebody who might be thinking of starting a business in Bragg Creek as an entrepreneur, what tips would you give to them?
I would say just go for it. I had been offered or approached for starting different businesses and doing different things over the years, and I just never had the balls to do it. And now that I've done it, I should have done it years ago.
Right?
Just should have done it. You know, that's easier said than done because there's still bills that need to be paid and all of that. But I say go for it.
Yeah,
Yep,
absolutely.
yep.
I know even starting this podcast,
Yeah.
there's a lot of negative self-talk in your own mind about
Mhm.
why it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
You know, my
Yeah.
my old man always had to say, he goes, anybody can see the good in something. You really got to work at it to see the bad.
Yeah. It's true. It's true though.
Right? But,
yeah.
and so it can very easy to talk yourself out of
Yeah.
these big decisions in life.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you silence that guy in your head,
Yeah.
and like you said, just go for it.
Yeah, just do it, and then try to surround yourself with people that know things where you don't know. You know, like that's nothing new.
No.
It's not any breaking info, but we just don't know everything, and don't be afraid to be the dumbest guy in the room.
Yes.
And don't be afraid to ask questions. I drive my family crazy because I ask a lot of questions of them, but I also ask everybody questions. And because one, I'm usually genuinely interested, but when I don't know something, I want to know, and I'm just not afraid to show that I don't know. So I think that's helpful.
Totally. I'm not afraid of looking dumb.
No,
I need to know.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It kind of goes with my mouth's always yapping.
What tips would you have for somebody that was looking to start a business in Bragg Creek?
I listened to Rich Kilbride's interview, and he was very confident and gung-ho in that sense. I think for me, my journey with business has been checkered, really. I've found at times very good. This period is generally good. I'm in a nice period where it's a nice thing to facilitate. The summer camps is fun.
Yeah.
I'm getting to walk around in shorts and a t-shirt all day.
Outside in the beautiful outdoors.
Yeah, and they see the smile on the kids' faces and things. So that's fun. I listened to a podcast. It's the High Performance Podcast. And again, they ask a similar question of people who've been in that high performance arena, whether it be business, sport, whatever it may be, military, and it goes on. I think you got to back yourself. You got to have a bit of confidence that you're going to go through some turbulent times. But I would say if you're really going to go for something that's going to affect your family, you got to make sure you got your ducks in a row in terms of cash flow. Because on the outside, starting a business, working for yourself, not having a boss, not working for
very romantic.
Yeah, not working for the man. The reality is you're always going to be working for the man. There's always somebody who's going to be chasing you down for GST, your taxes, making sure you don't fall behind with that. So I would definitely say, yes, go for it, but make sure you do your due diligence
responsibly.
Yeah, and get everything in place so that you're not going to create an issue if you have a family, and it's not going to create tensions in the home, because financial issues are probably the worst issues you can ever have.
They're marriage killers.
They are, aren't they? They are.
Yeah.
So I would always say yes, back yourself, but do your due diligence. Due diligence.
Yeah. Words to live by. To live by. What lessons would you like to pass on to other people that are looking at maybe getting into financial services or just being an entrepreneur and starting their own company?
Yeah, entrepreneur, I think it's in your blood. I worked with people that sat in the ESA call center. They've sat there for 20 years. Thank God they do it. They'd never want to get out of that seat. That's their comfort zone. Mm-hmm. Being an entrepreneur is not comfortable.
It is not.
And if it is, then you're not doing something right.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
If you don't wake up every morning wondering, where's my next client coming from? You just have to be very super, super resilient and know that you're going to put in 10 times the work as the next person doing 9 to 5. But the satisfaction you're going to get is going to be 10 times the person doing 9 to 5. And not criticizing 9 to 5.
No,
did that
of course. It's not for entrepreneurship is not for everybody.
Yeah. I think it's just listening to your heart and with it, and having an open relationship with your spouse too, because if you're the entrepreneur and they're the 9 to 5er, they don't understand.
That's right. Yeah.
Why are you sitting at your desk from 7 a.m. till 10 at night? Because I need to figure out how to grow my business. I need to figure out how to reach more people. I have the confidence and the conviction because I have the experience now.
That's right.
But it's taken that time, right? So as an entrepreneur, experience leads to that confidence, and then that confidence leads to your conviction, which leads to more experience.
Right.
It's just cyclical, and you just have to grab it all, and you have to stop and appreciate where you came from too. Yeah. Our relationship is different because we're both in the industry. We have lots of conversation. We do have another business too, but that's where we sit at supper. We talk about our clients. We talk about successes. We talk about the challenges. So
support each other.
Support each other.
That's fantastic.
But if you're the 9 to 5 and an entrepreneur, it's a little bit more difficult, but you still need to let them know what you've done in a day to make it make sense. Because they're just looking for the wins too, right?
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, resilience is huge.
Right on. What's it like been to start KK in Bragg Creek as far as being an entrepreneur and starting the business? Challenges, successes, more in the business aspect than the actual day-to-day stuff. But
I think fighting has taught me about losses and failures. It's not the end of the world. You can regrow and build again. And I also had, when I had a restaurant in London, a bar restaurant in London, that was an amazing setup, but an epic failure. I lost everything. Bankrupt, completely lost everything. And you think, this is not the stage I want to be in my life. A fight career was coming to an end, just lost. Something I sort of dreamt of doing with a team of us. And I just couldn't balance things. So when I walked away from it, it's like someone on my shoulders was doing that. And all of a sudden I just went, okay, shake off. This is exactly what fighting's like.
Yeah.
Okay, I've lost a fight. What do? You
get back up.
You go back up. You get back at it. So it's the same. It translates into business. So that failure of that restaurant and bar business, some of the fights that I've lost has taught me I can come back from it. It doesn't come back instantly. I wish it was that. I really do wish it was that. It's not, but it's learned, build back up again. And even when I came to Canada, effectively you go back a few steps to make some steps forward. So I had a certain life in England, but when you come to Canada, you can get certain things back. It's just going to take time. You know, you have to understand it's a new community, new people, new laws, even.
Sure.
How business is dealt with is totally different. I have to understand it. So I've learned patience from my losses and understanding from my losses to get to a stage. So when I opened up the Bragg Creek gym, I was very, very lucky because Bragg Creek is businesses are coming up now.
Yeah.
We're seeing that, right?
Yeah, very welcoming to business.
Yeah, we're seeing some of the tourist industry, especially since COVID, because people couldn't travel. They were coming to Bragg Creek and surrounding areas. So it was really nice to see. I found a nice little spot, and I am, without fail, my wife's the absolute opposite on this, and she'll be like, it's true. She's a hell of a lot more reserved in terms of business and making those decisions. So I just go for it sometimes.
Yeah.
It has pros and cons to that.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
But on this one, I said for a while, and I asked some people around the area, what do you think? Should I open up a gym? You got to do it. You got to do it. Kathleen LaPlante, the realtor, in Burke, sorry.
Yeah.
You got to do it. You got to do it. She was one of the people who said, you got to do it. And I spoke to a few other people and I went, right, let's just go off and do it. I just went for it. Built a small gym, enough for the community, I think. And then
It's a great space.
It's a great space. One of the great parts of social media was I started questioning. If I opened up a facility, what would you think? And the responses I had, I was like, oh, great.
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
Yeah.
So I took the dive into it. But the beauty of it is, Bragg Creek, it's not like a city in terms of a Calgary. I don't have that competition. So I know that if I opened up a gym and I had a stable group of people, that the word would spread.
Yes.
Regardless of
Organically
social
grow.
It will.
Yeah.
And that's what's happened. And we're now up to, I think, about 65 members.
Fantastic.
So it's great. Yeah.
What's the most valuable lesson you've learned as an entrepreneur?
That no one is going to show up like on the movies or TV and save the day. The bank is not there to help you. I've helped banks in my marketing days. I spent hours with ATB and other banks trying to communicate how they're going to deal with small businesses, and nothing's changed. So you need to know that this is being an entrepreneur. It's all about hard work and self-funding and making sure you make the right sacrifices to get your business off the ground, because no one's coming to save the day.
Yeah.
It's a Wonderful Life scene where they all dump George Bailey a pile of money. It doesn't seem to happen.
No, only in the movies.
So you need to understand that your hard work and you adjusting your lifestyle is going to make this work. And that's it.
Yeah. So what's your proudest moment so far in your entrepreneurship?
When I hear someone walk out that door and say, that was the coolest place I've ever seen. I'm not even kidding. They go, what a nice place.
Yeah. And a nice guy.
And they do. They say, what a nice guy. And I hear this by people walking up the door. And I try not to get emotional right now, but honestly, it's crazy that this little thing I've made has made people to say that, and they get all excited. The guys will come in and they'll walk past me like, hi.
Yeah.
They'll just kind of blow past me.
And they just think you're a clerk.
And then they'll walk in here and they'll do a round, and then they'll come in and their face has changed and their whole body language changes. And they're like, what have I just went through? And they go through a time warp. And that's it. Like, if I could get $5 for every time someone said those things to me, like, what a cool vibe, what a great place, I can't believe. And literally this lady goes, this is the coolest store I've ever been. You should win an award. And I literally came back here. I started crying. I was like, that's it. Like, I mean, I've built something real. Whether it's going to work, I still don't know, but I'm pretty proud of it.
Yeah. You should be. You should be. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty proud. I'm pretty proud of it.
It's fantastic. What tips do you have for people who are maybe thinking of starting a business in Bragg Creek? Wasn't easy to open the doors of Turkey and Pistols.
Well, you got to understand, the most obvious one is there's a limited amount of population and traffic. So you kind of have to think about, what are the offerings that are unique out here that nobody else is doing? That's very important, because you don't want to come in and they can get it down the street. So you got to have your unique offering. But I think if you're going to come into Bragg Creek, you got to think about, how are you going to benefit this community? Like, what is your business going to do that's going to make an impact, stand out, make people want to come to Bragg Creek, right? How does your shop benefit? The first intention of Turkey and Pistols was to just move my merch company here. Then I'm like, but we could sell local apparel and that'll help keep the lights on. But right away I went, I'm in the main mall next to the Powderhorn Saloon. Why would I be doing private merch for people from all over when I could grow this thing for the community, right? People wanted music. They wanted a music community. They wanted to talk guitar. They wanted guitar lessons. They wanted singing lessons. They wanted an open mic. They wanted live music off the floor. Our communities really need is places for like-minded people to congregate.
Absolutely.
So if you like books, you need to go next door. If you like pizza, you got to go to the pizzeria or Bragg Creek Pizza on Thursday. You got to figure out what is it that's going to make a difference in a community. That's what'll thrive in any place. If you're just going to bring in a business that could just literally be anywhere, well, how does that help any town, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point.
Well, I mean, I love this little town, and I mean, little towns are cool, right?
What do you think somebody should have within themselves to be able to go out and start their own business? You've done it. You've worked for people before. You're still working for people, and now you're out on your own. You got business partners for sure, but to get to the point where you are now, what did it take?
Countless and endless sleepless nights.
Yeah.
Grit. Perseverance. Patience. I mean, every word I can find in the book.
Do you think you underestimated the effort that it would take?
100%.
Is that right?
100%. Oh.
Most entrepreneurs are so they're cockeyed optimists.
I was a cocky bastard.
It's going to be a walk. It's going to be a walk in the park.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
right?
I thought, of course, like it's going to take some work, but
yeah,
holy mother of God. Yeah.
Yeah. There's always challenges, unforeseen challenges sometimes.
For sure. Unforeseen challenges, and it's not just what we talked about a little bit, you know, about building the restaurant. It's also there's so many aspects that you don't know. There's so many things that you don't know that will be presented to you one way or another, and you will have to figure it out. Right. And if you don't want to, or you're too tired, well, too bad, so sad.
Yeah.
Right? The sun keeps on shining, the clock keeps on ticking. Journalism is not for the weak.
No.
It's not. You know, I'm not perfect by any means. I'm having a figure every day. I'm still presented with things. Oh, okay, I got to do this. I got to do that. Right. In German, you say Schweinehund. It's like the little devil on your shoulder, right? Stay in bed, stay in bed, stay in bed.
All right.
You know,
get behind me, Satan.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you have a glass of wine and a Friday evening too many. You got to get up on Saturday and go to work.
Exactly.
Love for what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Belief in what you're doing. And that's another thing that's so hard sometimes is if you're presented with nothing but problems. And,
oh my God, it grates on you.
To keep believing, to keep pushing.
Yes.
So you really have to have that. It's easier said than like someone might look in the mirror. I'm like, I got it. I can do that. Mm-hmm. You know, I have the strength to do it. But until you're really submerged in it, you don't really know if you've got it.
Right. Find out what you're made of.
Yeah, find out what you're made of. That's a good phrase. Partner asked me, what would you say to someone who wants to be an entrepreneur? My first word was don't.
I believe it.
It came like a bullet out of a pistol. I was like, don't.
Don't.
I don't know. It was obviously that's not my recommendation for anyone listening out there. Everyone should do what they believe is true to them and what they want to do. Yeah. But you know, you
really have to have a moment of self-reflection and consider what you're getting yourself into.
Yes, 100%.
Truer words have never been spoken. Sometimes the path to being an entrepreneur takes you through some jobs that build character and prepares you for the challenges of small business. Here are a few from Rich Kilbride of Big Earl's Dirt and Snow, Oz Hamzik of River People Guides, and Kieran Kettle of Double K Academy. What was your worst job?
Fish cannery in Richmond, BC.
I could see that.
It was brutal.
Wow.
It was me and a buddy. I was out there playing lacrosse, right? I was just a lacrosse bum. And I had been working at a steel manufacturing plant, made safety grading. Anyways, it was slow, so we got laid off and we didn't have work. And we both got a job at the cannery. And we lasted one day. So we made first coffee break. And we were both like, we should quit. Like, this sucks. Right. And we made it through the day, and that was it. Yeah. I didn't even go back. I didn't even get a paycheck. I didn't go back for my paycheck. Yeah. You got used to it. It was.
You were only there for half a day.
But I lived in the community. And so you could
still smell it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They have this, I think it's called a smelter, where all the just the stuff that doesn't get sold, which I don't think is much, goes into. And when that thing like is just big furnace, I think, right? And there's a guy in there. Yeah. Incinerator. Yeah, that's it. And this guy drove a skid steer in there and just pushing the stuff in, and it like reeked. When that door opened, the whole town stunk. Honest to God. But you got used to it. It's like, cannery.
It's like living next to a railroad track. You get used to it.
I guess. Yeah. That was a funny job though. Yeah.
That would be.
Older Japanese ladies yelling at you.
The Japanese?
Faster. Yeah. I was in fresh fish department and I had to take the fish, like the big salmon would come off the boat in buckets, and they'd go at the end of an assembly line. And I would have to take it. I forget if I was like the first or second guy, but I would grab the salmon and you cut it from its ass to its belly, and then you passed it down. And the lady beside me just kept yelling at me, faster. And I'm like, I could barely, my forearm felt like it was this big, right? It was just so, these fish are huge. I'm like, anyways, it was no good. Yeah. And my buddy was in the same area, but in a line over. And there was a fight broke out right beside him because somebody whipped fish guts at him.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was wild.
Worst nightmare.
It was hilarious. Yeah.
What was your worst job?
Worst job.
We all have at least.
Yeah. I think this one was in Germany where I was working in the harbor where we had to take a fish out of the nets.
Yeah.
Dude, the smell.
Oh, I can imagine.
Like it takes you like a week to get used to the smell. Every time you'd smell, you start to gag. So, yeah, that was my worst job. And
yeah, I get that.
Yeah, you're out there and it's cold. They have these tables. It's kind of like an assembly line, and so it's a net that's being dragged out of the boat, and you have to take the fish out of the net and put them in these buckets. That was my probably worst job. I had no choice. My parents were working there too, so like there's no saying no to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just suck it up. But yeah, I feel like I still smell that sometimes.
Yeah, I can imagine, yeah. Or every time we open a can of tuna.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What was your first job?
So I was a barrister's clerk, which is a lawyer's clerk. So this is in 1996. On my 16th birthday, I got the job. And very shortly afterwards, I started working. And it sounds amazing, but it's not. It's basically a glorified tea boy. Make tea for the lawyers, the barristers, get their books together, because that's what you did at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Bind the books together, take them off to the court case, making sure they got all of that, get their lunches, pick up their post. And that's what you do.
Mm.
Photocopying, thing of the past. So I had to go to this huge library, which is a law library. And they would give me a list, certain books on the page, the certain case, and I had to go and get that book, put it on a photocopier, push it down so you didn't get the black line.
Yeah.
Next page. Hours doing that, right? Now it's just all done a click of a button. And then eventually I got promoted to another job, which was a clerk, but a junior clerk. So which was then doing meetings. I was in meetings, did telephone calls to references, and taking in checks to banks and those sort of things,
Gotcha.
right?
Yeah.
And I did that for 3.5 years.
Wow.
I was still training at the time and helping out at the gym.
What was your worst job?
Well, that was also my worst job because I always wanted to be a fighter.
Yeah.
Right, so I didn't enjoy going up. At the time, I had to get the train into London and doing that and walk into the office. I just didn't enjoy it.
It wasn't you.
It wasn't me.
It was a short-term thing.
That's it.
Yeah.
It wasn't me. It's what I always wanted to do. And I just thought, well, you have to earn money. You leave school, you have to do something.
Totally.
Just sort of fell into that.
But it's a learning. It's a stepping stone, right?
That's right.
You learn and you move on. Being a small business owner, there are tough times for sure, but they build to something that you own, something that you built. With that comes rewards, many of which are intrinsic. Listen to 3 poignant experiences from Dominic Von Essen, Adrian Turner, Peak Ambition, and Trish Van Sickle of PFSL Investments. What's your proudest business moment?
every single time I see money deposited into an RDSP.
Yeah.
Yeah, like yesterday I got a list, right? Because the beginning of the year you start seeing the yearly deposits or accounts that I've opened. And then so you kind of just get this plunk day where bonds are paid and match grants are paid. You know, I just like, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah, you're helping all these people.
$500 dropped in their account. That person just got, you know, and it is pride. It is knowing that, because it's not easy.
No, it is not.
I've really advocated for our company to streamline the process, the RDSP process, just to apply. And I'm doing education within our entity.
Excellent.
So that more advisors are comfortable doing it, because it was so complicated. And again, you, as an advisor, unless you charge to do it, I make no money. Yes, I'll make my trailers off of the investments as they grow. They're very minimal at the beginning.
Yep.
But for them, it's a door opener as well. If you're new in the industry, everyone knows somebody with a disability. And if you can start out helping people on a compassionate level, and then once they invest in an RDSP and they start to see the returns, they're like, whoa, we do that with our other money. It will help that representative grow and help more people too.
Exactly.
Right? And so, and then that just fills that. So yeah, proudest moment is every time that's deposited in there, or any time I have a platform where I can walk away and go, I got people thinking.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. What's your proudest moment so far with Peak Ambition?
Okay. Maybe I'll share this with you.
Sure, please.
Okay. So I've had two real kudos moments. One was one of the biggest sporting brands in the UK were looking to work with us.
Wow.
And we got one tour off the ground. This school came over from Stratford-upon-Avon, which was the birth of William Shakespeare. So this school came over, and it was all organised by the England Travel. So that's the biggest tour company in the UK. So we facilitated, we played our part in there. We had them for 2 days, and we looked after them well for 2 days. So I'm hoping that something else will come from that. I think all the boys and the coaches went home very happy, having, again, been spoilt in Bragg Creek, going swimming in the river, and it goes on. And then earlier on this year, and I have been asked not to share this, but I think it is a proud moment. But I had the team manager of the men's national side reach out to me about the possibility of bringing the guys into Bragg Creek for some
oh my goodness,
an adventure experience whilst they're
that would be fantastic.
Whilst they're in, the manager was hoping when the players start to come together for the summer internationals they've got planned that they're coming over to Alberta, and he would like to create a true Canadian experience to remind them of their birthright and who they are. And he said, looking at what you've offered, the touring sites previously, your kind of theme fits what I've got in mind. So he said, I have to go back to the coaching leadership and sell the idea to them. But he said, I'm hoping that at some point in time, we can actually start using you and coming out to Bragg Creek. So that's what I'm really hoping for.
Adrian, you're becoming an ambassador.
Well, I've been, I go back to the starting of the interview. I joined the chamber because I do feel that we offer a lot to the community, and we want, I don't know, service maybe?
Yes.
I don't know where that comes from. And maybe service is something that was maybe fits my agenda. I don't know. So we joined the chamber just to share some of the things that we had done.
Fantastic.
I think enough people knew of it, to be honest.
Yeah, no, we appreciate your membership for sure. It's a pleasure to have on board.
Thank you.
So what's your proudest business moment so far? Was it serving your first plate of schnitzel?
You know, you would think like nailing my first receipt on the wall type of thing.
Yeah.
I'm so in the moment. I'm so in the go all the time that we just talked about it. Sometimes you forget where you came from. You know, there was one moment, and I don't know, maybe it was more for me in the moment to experience it, but I had to step out during business hours to run the city, grab some supplies. You know, I checked with everyone because it's difficult when you build something from the ground up and then you leave it up to other people, right?
There is that, yes.
Maybe not difficult, but it's a little bit of all right, let's see if this...
Yeah, it's a leap of faith.
It is a little bit. But anyways, I went to the city for a couple hours and I came back and I just walked in and there was customers here and, everything was just running.
Everything
smoothly.
was okay.
Yeah, everything was okay.
Yeah.
The building was still
Yeah.
standing.
The
nothing
baby was
wrong.
okay.
Yeah, and it was nice to see that, because really that's the vision. When you're working yourself like a dog from the morning till the evening, every day, 24 hours, 7 days a week, every month for 4 years, you kind of stop losing your vision a little bit.
Yeah.
Why am I doing this? Is it always going to be like this? What can I do to make it better? So on and so forth. And so when I came back in that moment and it kind of just worked, it felt like a little bit of weight off my shoulders. So I'm like, okay, so if I just continue to push hard and to work hard and be honest and have faith, then, one day it's going to happen.
It's going to work out.
It's going to work out.
Yeah. We love our local businesses in Bragg Creek, and there are definitely some standouts amongst our guests too. Take a listen. What's your favorite business in Bragg Creek, aside from turkey and business?
Well, I already said it earlier. I moved out here because I would love to come and spend a little afternoon and then end up at the powder horn.
Yeah, it's cool.
So that's easily that's an easy answer. So I would like to say Bragg Creek Foods across the way. The grocery store out here has been one of my favorite places because the food is really good. The consistency is really good. The meat is spectacular. And that's a family-run business. They've held down in Bragg Creek for so long. They need the love. I don't shop anywhere else. So I think I'd like to say they're the highlight.
It is a jewel.
Yeah.
It is a jewel. It's such an asset to have in the community.
Mhm.
And you're right. It's not a sexy business, but I mean, it is a staple.
Yeah.
We need it. We all need it. And to have that kind of resource right here, I mean, you really don't have to leave.
They
If
got
you don't want to, you don't have to leave town.
They got everything.
They got everything.
They got
exactly.
the weirdest sauces in the back that are like super high end. And they said, if you want something, let them know and they'll bring it in. That's why they got like pretty random high end sauces. They got different spices, stuff you probably wouldn't imagine being in our little tiny shop that are kind of specialty. It's because the locals said, hey, if you bring this in, I'll buy it here, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't buy groceries anywhere else. And I don't even think about, that's spending local.
What's your favorite business in Bragg Creek?
I'm very fortunate, really, that this probably sounds very diplomatic, but I think all the businesses have a unique place in our heart because we've been in Bragg Creek 17 years. So we've watched Handlebar, for instance, up 6-7 years ago, maybe. Again, that adds another layer to Bragg Creek. Mabel and Marie's, the bakery. I remember the bakery when it was something completely different. The people, I think it's the people that I have to give a shout out to who have been very instrumental in just me, my family. So Ben and Emma from Rockies, I'd like to say that we've become good friends. The hardware store has a very special place in my heart because when my father-in-law did come out to Bragg Creek and he saw what we've moved to, having not being a fan of his son-in-law encouraging his wife and grandkids to move to Canada, he actually said, if you leave Bragg Creek, he says, you must be mad. And then when I took him to the hardware store, it was just an Aladdin's cave. And it was like, it's like that old shop that we probably had in every community in the UK before the franchises moved in. Yeah. So just for that alone.
Back in time for him.
Yeah, what my father-in-law found from that shop, he just loved it. And then, Rose from the Powderhorn, with what we've done with the mall, actually quite often has bought us a round of drinks when we've gone in, and that acknowledgement has been very kind and very much appreciated. So
fantastic. That's something I appreciate about the business community in Bragg Creek is just how supportive everyone is to other new businesses that are coming in, like your neighbors and like Rob at Turkey and Pistols. And everybody's very encouraging when you get that kind of support locally.
Absolutely.
Welcoming you in.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, for sure. May I say shout out to Elizabeth at Best Little Word House. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. You've been amazing. She's an amazing person. I'm sitting all the time.
Nice.
Sometimes she just comes in, gives me a hug and leaves. So like, wonderful.
That's awesome. So what's your favorite business in Bragg Creek?
Apart from mine.
Apart from yours. Yeah. And say KK.
Do you know what? I'm going to say Rockies.
Rockies.
And I'll tell you why. Because they open their arms. First of all, it's a family-run business, so props to them.
Absolutely.
Wonderful, wonderful people. They've opened their arms up to us, and we go in there regularly. And they're so accommodating, friendly, and nice.
They are.
Amazing.
Super nice.
And again, shout out to Bragg Creek Bakery, Mabel and Marie's, The powder horn is great when we have a date night or something.
Absolutely.
For a few beers.
Yeah. What's your favorite business in Bragg Creek? Or Redwood? Or
That's tough. When we eat out, we generally eat at Rocky's or the Powder Horn. I love our little hardware store.
Right? Isn't it
Yeah,
cool?
yeah, I do.
Yeah. So handy.
It's surprising what they have.
Yes.
You'd be surprised how often they have what you need.
And it saves you a huge trip to
Oh, yeah.
the city.
Sometimes I'm in there multiple times a day. It's like, I forgot this, forgot that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I needed this. There's just a lot of good businesses that people probably don't even know. You fix a car, Cat Automotive down the road. You can almost get everything done here.
Oh, it's a great community.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There was one thing in particular I took away from these interviews, and that was the appreciation these business owners have for their customers and the community. Here they are speaking to you. Well, thank you very much, Adrian, for coming on the podcast.
It's been a lot of fun.
It's been a great story, and I wish you well. I think you've become a real asset to the community with what you built with Peak Ambition.
That's very kind.
And for all our listeners, they've got young people. Take advantage.
Thank you very much.
The services you're offering here, but you're in a real asset.
That's
Thank you, Adrian, and I wish you well.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Welcome again to Bragg Creek. It's a couple of years. I'm a couple of years in as well. So
high five to that.
Yeah, great.
And thanks to Bragg for welcoming us.
Right. Absolutely.
You know, what an incredible community full of incredible people from all different walks of life.
If I could say anything else, I just want to say thank you to the community. I want to say thank you to all our patrons. I want to say thank you to all our customers. I want to say thank you for the patience at times. I'm very grateful, not taking it for granted.
Well, I wish you many years of success in Bragg Creek.
Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it.
And I can't wait to see the future for Von Essen.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank
certainly.
you very much. Well, thanks very much.
No, it's been a pleasure coming on, and I was honestly good luck with all this.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Fantastic. I think it's going to help not just a little bit with the people knowing about what goes on in Bragg Creek. We are a quiet town. There's no denying it.
Sure.
A quiet part of the world. But it's nice to know that things do happen here too.
Yeah, for sure. And there's a lot of hidden gems out here that people have no idea about.
Absolutely.
And it's nice to educate the locals about what's happening, as well as visitors and generating some tourism that way. So, and KK, I think to what your future aspirations are to do with Academy, I think there's a great niche here for that.
Absolutely.
So
thanks very much.
Wish you good luck.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Take care.
I always wanted a fly shop, and I did have the opportunity to open it up in the city, but it's just like the fly shop and city doesn't go hand in hand. I felt like Bragg Creek was the right location for it. I just like the energy here of the community, and you're in the front ranges of the Rockies.
Exactly.
You got the Elbow River flowing right through it, and it just felt, in my opinion, that Bragg Creek needed a fly shop.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure learning about the business, learning about you, and
there you go.
And I think the future is going to be very bright for you in Bragg Creek.
I hope so. Yeah. I won't dance until the lady starts to sing.
Right on. Well, thanks very much, Oz.
Okay, thank you.
Rob, thanks very much.
No, thank you for, I hope this works out, man. And I think this is a very good thing that you're going to do for our community. Yeah, man.
Well, I hope so. Well, I appreciate that. You've been very gracious with your time, and it's just been great to hear your story. So for locals and visitors to Bragg Creek, get down here, visit Turkey and Pistols, pick up some Bragg Creek swag, some gifts. Take a listen to some John Prine when you're here, and have a great conversation with Rob. He would love to host you. And he loves a good chin wag. So thanks again, Rob.
No, thank you very much. Best of luck with everything.
Thank you, sir. You too. What do you love about Bragg Creek and Redwood Meadows?
The people is one of the big things. It's we just have such a unique, eclectic, diverse group of people. Like literally from what you would picture as the prototypical hillbilly to very affluent, high-end income earners. And all mixed. Mm-hmm. And everybody seems to, I won't say everybody gets along because that's not reality, but I've certainly, in my 20 some years here, I've just met so many great people of all different walks. And that's the biggest thing.
Thanks, Rich.
Yeah,
I appreciate your time.
I appreciate
good luck this summer. It's going to be a busy year.
Yeah.
Hopefully the fires stay away and
yes,
we get lots of moisture, get the grass growing for you.
Yep. Very good.
That'll be good.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank you again to our guests and to you for listening to Bragg N Bout Business. We have many more stories to tell, and in the coming weeks, we have some great interviews lined up we know you'll enjoy. Thanks for tuning in. And remember to like, share, and follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find us at the Bragg N Bout Business website at bnbb.ca. A big thank you to our marquee sponsor, Cowboy Trail Brewery. Cheers to the West. And the summer hours at the Bragg Creek Distillery have been announced. Wednesday, Thursday, 12 to 6 p.m., Friday, 12 to 8 p.m., and Saturday, Sunday, 12 to 6 p.m. Get down there and enjoy some cowboy bourbon, my favorite. Please support your local Bragg Creek and area businesses. Have a great week.